Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we continue reflecting on this week's theme, evolution and freedom, today we explore one more subtle dimension: how evolution becomes a journey of inner expansion, and how freedom emerges as the natural consequence of living from a higher level of consciousness. In heartfulness, evolution is not limited to progress or improvement. It is a broadening of our inner space. As the heart becomes refined through meditation and cleaning, the consciousness gradually expands beyond personal desires and narrow identities. Instead of reacting from our habits, we begin responding from a wider, more compassionate view. Small irritations lose their hold, old impressions loosen, and the heart feels increasingly spacious. This spaciousness is evolution. It enables inner clarity. It allows us to hold both joy and difficulty without being shaken. It makes room for divine qualities to grow: patience, understanding, courage, generosity, and simplicity. With each subtle expansion, we become capable of living from a deep center, a place where the heart is steady and open, no matter the outer circumstances. When the heart expands, freedom arises effortlessly. Freedom is not something we created, it is something that awakens within us when the inner walls dissolve. Freedom appears as freedom from compulsive thoughts, freedom from emotional turbulence, freedom from our own limiting beliefs, and freedom from the old stories we tell ourselves. Daji reminds us that the real freedom is not about doing whatever we want, but about becoming free from the forces that keep us away from our true nature. As the heart evolves, we discover a freedom that is gentle and dignified, a freedom that allows us to live with awareness, poise, and a subtle sense of inner sovereignty. One of the most profound gifts of heartfulness is that we do not evolve alone. Refines consciousness at a depth the mind cannot reach. Cleaning dissolves layers of impressions we may not be even aware of, and prayers align us with the grace. Often we notice that inner burdens fade without struggle, or that the new clarity appears unexpectedly. This is evolution guided by the great master, gentle, continuous, and transformative. Our role is simply to remain receptive, sincere, and willing to refine ourselves a little each day. Dear sisters and brothers, as we continue this week's journey, let us remember to share the light of heartfulness with others, with our dear and near ones, by inviting them to experience the master classes and the BHED sessions. Each invitation offered with love becomes a part of a larger evolution, raising the collective vibration around us. And you'll find the additional reading material and videos of Revered Daji on this theme available on the Heartfulness app. And you can access this material under the Sunday tab dated 23rd November. We continue our reading from the Heartfulness Way book tour, chapter 2. And we have completed one round of reading of this chapter, but we are going to revisit it again to strengthen our understanding about the evolution and freedom. And since you will not be seeing the text on the screen, we request everyone to please keep the personal copy beside you and you can read along. And we'll resume reading from the page number 34, Evolution and Freedom. Daji, you have spoken about the importance of the goal and intention setting. So, can you now speak to us about the process of evolution, especially given that the goal is always ahead of us? Well, at each stage, the next is beckoning. Evolution never stops. That is the nature of expanding consciousness. and the Master is always ahead of us, taking us with them. It is an ingenious approach. Even in worldly life, our cherished goals don't stay the same. A successful businesswoman loses interest in making money. A brilliant scholar tires of academic learning. Young lovers fall out of love. What we once thought would bring happiness no longer does. Even for a pacifist, peace can become boring. Because what will you do with that peace? It is a stepping stone toward something else. And eventually we arrive at the goal to end all goals, as Babuji called it. He shares an understanding of this goal that will surprise modern physicists and biologists because his understanding of evolution comes from a subtle level. He describes to us how the universe was formed, how we are connected with the origin of the universe and to the state prior to its origin. He describes the process of our evolution from the time of the Big Bang, from nothingness to energy to matter, and how life forms accumulated coverings around the soul until the first subtle body, then the physical body developed. On top of those bodies, we accumulated complexities and heaviness, likes and dislikes, pleasure and pain. We started searching for deliverance from pain and misery, leading to the view of most of us have today. According to Babuji, we have forgotten that pain and misery are symptoms, not the cause itself. The solution is not to escape from pain and misery, but to find freedom from the root cause of the pain and misery by reconnecting with our original balanced state. That is what yoga means. The key is to recognize that in the process, our goals will evolve. The spiritual goal encourages us to seek deeper connections and understanding, moving beyond temporary satisfaction to lasting fulfillment. By setting our intention towards this goal to end all goals, we embark on a path of evolution, discovering new horizons of consciousness. The infinite nature of the goal allows us to grow beyond the limitations of our current understanding. It unshackles us from the burdens of conditioning. It frees us from the bondage of ego. It inspires us to evolve and continue on ongoing journey of growth and self-discovery. Daji, you mentioned finding freedom from the root cause of pain and misery. Can you please speak to us about this freedom? Elizabeth, at the core of life's struggle is to desire to be free from pain and misery. It is the yearning for happiness and freedom. Whether it is a change in an individual or a society, the driving force for change is freedom. What does it mean to want liberation? Many people meditate to escape the suffering of worldly life to avoid pain. It may be a very valid reason, but it is still within the frameworks of likes and dislikes. Babuji said that the true freedom is beyond that desire to be free. Dear sisters and brothers, we will take the pause from the reading and let us offer the universal prayer now. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. May our inner journey unfold with simplicity, and may freedom arise as ego softens and the heart becomes light. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare to rest tonight, reflect softly. Where did I notice a sense of expansion in my inner state today? And where did I feel the fragrance of freedom in my thoughts, actions, or responses? And offer your reflections to the Master. Before sleeping, do take some time to offer the bedtime prayer with sincerity, acknowledging any shortcomings, repenting humbly, and resolving not to repeat them. This quiet nightly refinement nourishes evolutions and deepen our inner peace. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining the evening session today. And as we continue reflecting on evolution and freedom, may our hearts become more spacious, more open. May our consciousness rise to subtler levels and may the gentle light of freedom blossom within us day by day. And we look forward to your presence for the morning session tomorrow at 6 a.m. Until then, wishing you all a very good night. Thank you.